He was called Lucifer.
What did they say about the devil?
That killing the people made him happy.
Do you dismiss that as a child's fantasy, or do you take it seriously?
Well, as a policeman and as a father, I obviously take it very seriously. Very seriously indeed.
Crime Intelligence Officer, Sergeant Alan Barwick.
Do you believe Teresa?
Yes, I do.
What would happen to the fetuses, the unborn babies?
I used to be taken away most of the time, and one time the baby was taken out of me and then killed in front of me because it was still alive.
And then?
They would eat it.
Teresa told me that she was forced to eat her own fetus. Does that surprise you?
No.
Why not?
There's information at hand that we believe that has happened before in this country.
What Teresa had to endure is bad enough, but it's far from being an isolated case. We found strong evidence that scores of children in Britain are victims of these satanic rituals. But what is the attraction of these cults, and how are people lured into them?
In nomine Nostri Satanis Luciferi Excelsis. In the name of Satan, the ruler of the earth, the king of the world, I command the forces of darkness to bestow their infernal power upon me.
David Austin is rare among Satanists. He will actually talk about some of their ceremonies. He denies taking part in child abuse himself, but he's sure some others do.
There are people that are using the occult, are claiming to be Satanists, and that they are abusing children. We know it.
No sex with children in his cult, says David Austin, but he confirms that sex is a part of some of their ceremonies.
Some of our rites are sexually orientated, and again, we have to take into the fact that we do take, in some rites, a bisexual approach to some of our actions.
I also witnessed a 9-day-old baby being slaughtered for human sacrifice.
Audrey Harper. She spent 5 years in a satanic cult before she escaped.
Why did they kill that baby? Why sacrifice a child?
Satan likes pure sacrifice, and human sacrifice is better than animal sacrifice, so they are pleasing the master.
This is a sound that echoes down many a street in England today. It's not Satanism, but for some, it has been a stepping stone to devil worship. Witchcraft, the so-called harmless end of the occult. Nigel Bourne is the high priest, and Zeldy Bate, the high priestess. They play out their pagan rituals in gatherings they call covens.
O thou circle, be thou a meeting place of love and joy and truth, a rampart of protection for all those who stand herein. Wherefore I do bless thee, and I do consecrate thee, in the most holy and potent names.
You're a witch.
I am.
Zeldy and Nigel worship nature and the changing of the seasons.
Now is the moment of the spring equinox, when day and night are equal.
Nothing to do, they say, with Satan.
It's a common belief that witches worship Satan, but we can't worship Satan because we don't even acknowledge his existence.
Is witchcraft harmless?
No. But then no religion is harmless.
You're saying it can be harmful? It
Yes,
can be dangerous?
Of course it can. Anything that is taken to extremes can be dangerous.
We as a coven were looking for more, really, more kicks.
David Stillwell. He started off in witchcraft. He finished up in something very different.
Collectively as a group, we decided to explore Satanism.
Now, you were looking for more kicks. What did you end up doing?
Animal sacrifice. Sacrificing animals, birds and rabbits and pigeons, doves, things like that.
O thou incense, be thou a fit and sweet-smelling
Getting
sacrifice.
bored with rituals like
Bringing
this
sweet odours
turned
unto the
David
nostrils
Stilwell
of
and his
gods,
coven
in
away
the
from worshipping Mother Nature to worshipping the devil. He was heading towards the kind of depravity that we heard Teresa describe.
Could you look up ahead and think to yourself, well, the next sacrifice might be a child?
Yeah, it's always something that's at the back of your mind. While I was in this coven, we met people of other covens that purported to have taken part in child sacrifice.
They used to burn witches in this country, and there are moves afoot in the British Parliament to have the worst forms of witchcraft outlawed again, especially the Satanists. But that's not so easily done. Witchcraft is just another religion here, and banning it opens the whole question of freedom of religion. Meanwhile, the signs are that Satanism is spreading its evil at an alarming rate.
We've got to be aware of it. We don't know how big it is, but we've got to take it seriously.
Ray Wire, the therapist we took Teresa's story to. Her case is bad enough, he says, but in sheer numbers, not the worst.
The father had 10 children. He ritually, sexually abused them in every way possible. Those 10 children were eventually taken into care. Those 10 children became adults, and between them they had 23 children. Subsequently, the grandfather, those 10 adults and now the 23 children were all involved in ritual abuse, and grandfather and those 10 adults sexually abused those children in every way possible in a satanic way.
I wanted, I suppose, a bit of excitement, something slightly different, something that gave me an experience.
Despite the harm suffered by children like Teresa, David Austin still defends Satanism.
I don't call it dangerous. I don't say it's dangerous. Yes, it's like anything else. If you've got nitroglycerine in a hot kitchen, it's dangerous. If you start playing football with it, it's dangerous.
As the athame is to the male, so the cup is to the female.
To Nigel and Zeldy, this is a sacred ritual, a fertility rite.
For the blessing.
Most witches agree sex is an important part of their craft, but say it's only symbolic.
Blessed be.
Satanists also use sex in their rituals, but it goes far beyond symbolism. Take Audrey Harper's experience.
The warlock, the master, just raped me. He's the high priest of the coven.
Married to the devil, is that what it meant?
That type of thing. Yes, only, you know, there's no ceremony. But the act of unity completes my initiation ceremony. I now belong mind, body and soul to Satan.
Married to the devil. A consistent pattern, it seems. Audrey when she was 22, Teresa when she was a little girl.
They used to marry the kids to Lucifer. So that we were part of him, you know, we were his.
Did that include you? Were you married to the devil?
Yeah. He used to be dressed up in a cloak, and it was just like a marriage in a church, but different words, you know.
What were you taught about Lucifer?
Just that we should, you know, be his friend, treat him as a friend. And that he's always there if we ever need him.
Why do they do such wicked things in these covens?
Because they're pleasing Satan. The lower you become, the more vile you become, the more pleased Satan is with you. And therefore the more power you'll get when you die.
And they believe this?
They believe it. They absolutely believe it.
Is this just an English disease, or should we be worried in Australia about activity such as this?
I think we must be worried in every country, including yours, and without a shadow of a doubt you'll have groups in Australia who are doing similar things.
It's almost certain that there are black covens in Australia and that there is child sacrifice going on in Australia.
Do you think there are satanic cults operating in Australia?
Yes, I think it'd be very naive of us to deny that.
Our crime intelligence officer again, Sergeant Alan Barwick.
Teresa talks of ritualistic sacrifices. Have you come across anything like this in your investigations?
Yes, we have.
What kind of sacrifices?
Animal sacrifices.
Can you tell me anything about that?
No, I can't.
Why is that?
It's an ongoing inquiry.
The problem is knowing how to recognise it, and that comes down really to parents. Parents recognising where their kids are.
But it seems to have changed, you know.
You have to wonder why no one guessed what was happening to Teresa over those 12 years at Nan's place. Not even her mother knew when Teresa came to stay with her on holidays.
I think with most people, not only myself, it's such an abhorrent, disgusting thing that I don't think we want to hear it.
So what should mothers do?
Well, they take the child aside and believe them. Believe them. It's so many times you hear about a child going from one adult to the next in an effort to get somebody to listen. I mean, in Teresa's case, the people she told joined in. And she thought I was going to too. That was a real blow. I cried for weeks over that she would look at me and think that I could do that.
What would you hope to do with your life now? What are you looking forward to doing?
Just living, being happy.
What would you like to do when you leave school?
Care for children. Handicapped ones, you know, or abused children like me, maybe.
Now, Australian police want your help to compile information on satanic cults, especially cases where children are being abused.
Any sort of information at all. Anybody that has some suspicions about a cult working in their particular area, or they know of people who are involved.
If there was someone watching this program who is involved in a satanic cult and wants to get out, what would you say to that person?
Well, come forward. There are many welfare groups around that can assist, and certainly we can point those people in the right direction and certainly offer them protection if it's necessary.
In New South Wales, the police hotline number is 02 20966. That's 20966. In other states, you should contact police headquarters in your capital city. Last year on the 60 Minutes program, I told the story of a young English girl, Teresa. I said then that it was the most painful story I'd reported in 28 years. Here's part of what she told me.
Usually one of us would have to go on the star, and then we'd be raped by everyone who was there.
Did this happen to you?
Yeah, a few times.
How many men would have sex with you at any one time?
It was usually 10 to 20.
What happened to Teresa is still one of the most controversial cases in British legal history. Mother and daughter are together now, but for 12 years Bridget had no idea what was happening to her child.
I thought she was just hurt by the breakup of the marriage of myself and her father. I explained it away with things like that, you know, that this was because she'd come from a broken home.
You see, Teresa's parents split up when she was just 2 years old and left her in the care of Nan, her grandmother. That's when her trouble started. Nan was part of a satanic cult.
And we used to be taken to a house in the country, or one house in the country, where it would happen there. And we'd have ceremonies there, and we'd kill babies and adults and animals, and we were made to have sex with the animals. We were raped by my uncles and aunts and friends of the family.
Now, when you say we, you and other kids?
My cousins, you know, some girls and boys.
Was Nan there? Was your grandmother there?
Most of the time.
You said that animals were killed there and people were killed there.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
To begin with, it was only animals. You know, I can remember them being brought in and cut down the middle and opened up. It was usually in the star on the table. We had a big table. When the people were brought in, it was the same sort of thing. It was just, you know, a lot worse.
As the rituals grew more violent, Teresa tried to escape, but the cult weren't about to let her go.
And we ran out of the house, and we were running down the hill.
Were you trying to get away?
Yeah, we were going to run away and go somewhere nice. But they set the dogs out, and we got caught by the dogs. And we were brought back. I thought I was going to die too, but I didn't. I was tied up for a few days.
Teresa, what sort of people were sacrificed at those rituals? Who were they?
One time it was a tramp, or it looked like a tramp.
A tramp?
Yeah. He was brought in, and he was, you know, laughing, and he didn't seem to be there, you know, or was sleepy. And they laid him on the thing, and they cut him from his neck right down, and he screamed a bit, and then you know, it just stopped, died out, and he died, and they ate his insides.
The people there ate parts of the tramp?
All of us did.
Was that... Did you understand why they ate him after they killed him?
They said it was for Lucifer. And they said it made him happy.
Was your nan there, his grandma there, during the sacrifices?
Usually.
What was she doing when this went on?
I was usually looking at what was happening. But if I turned around at her, she would be smiling or laughing or chanting if they were chanting.
Did Nan take part in the ceremonies?
Yeah.
According to Teresa, hundreds of babies were sacrificed by the cult. Not just other people's babies, but her own as well. By the age of 11, she'd already become a mother.
How many times did you become pregnant?
7.
7 times. The babies were aborted, were they?
Yeah.
Where were the abortions carried out?
At my nan's or at the house.
Who would perform the abortions?
At our house, it was my nan. And at the bigger house, it was the doctors there.
Doctors were part of those ceremonies too, were they?
Yeah.
Would anything else be done with those fetuses?
They were eaten.
I beg your pardon?
They were eaten. We were made to eat them, and everyone would have a piece.